Welcome to another episode of Mallet Unchained, where questions no one dares ask get answered and truth is honored. I'm going to read today from chapter 1 of Lucifer's Gospel, a Scrollgate Chronicle. I killed God. The breath beneath the nails. The sky didn't scream. It choked. I remember the nails, not just the strike of them, but the ripple they sent through the realms. Each blow cracked more than bone. It split scrolls that I thought sealed, and I hated hearing them open. I heard Eden recoil. I saw angels on distant thrones lean forward, and I watched. Bleed slowly, I whispered beneath the cross. Make your suffering sing, Yeshua. His lungs heaved against ribs that splintered like the timbers of Leviathan's mast. He hung there, the weight of Elohim dragged down by Roman iron. He bled. But I, Lucifer, I hated it. You should have stayed. Word, I hissed. Words don't bleed. But he did. The crowd murmured. A priest spat in the dirt and then looked away. The centurion shifted uneasily at the foot of the cross, fingers white on his spear. Even he knew this was no ordinary death. Behind them, John trembled. Mary pressed her hands to her face, her sobs tearing through the air like a second scourge. She whispered, "Why does it feel like the world is holding its breath?" John answered her softly, but firmly. Because it is. A small olive branch shook against the still air, leaves trembling like it knew something that I did not. A single shaft of light cut through the darkened sky, not banishing the storm, only reminding it that there was still a sun. He looked down, not at me, never me, but through time, across covenants, into the eyes of those who would never understand what they were watching. "This is your king," I mocked. "Ha! Where is your fire now? Yeshua ben Elohim." He didn't answer me. He forgave them. The audacity! "Father, forgive them." The soldier's jaw tightened. The priest muttered, "Bah!" blasphemy! But his voice cracked like a reed in drought. I, Lucifer, staggered back a step, not from fear, but fury, the kind eternity remembers still. You still speak in mercy? No flame? No judgment? Just that gaze while you're hanging on a cross? He saw something past the blood. Something still moving beyond Golgotha. I hated him for it. Curse me, I begged. Say my name in judgment, Yeshua. Call me a deceiver. Burn me. He didn't do any of those things. He exhaled. It is finished. And I whispered, cold in my bones, yes, it is. At least it should have been. The silence that burned back. The moment he died, the veil should have remained. The temple should have stood firm. Death should have held. Instead, the veil split, not torn like cloth, but parted like a scrollgate, forced open by prophecy. Scrollgates hinge between realms, older than Sinai itself, yeah. Think of them as doors to the world forgot, or that the world forgot it had. The temple groaned, stones wept, graves opened, and somewhere below my feet, the covenant stirred. The priests stumbled, clutching their robes. Oh my, the curtain. One gasped. I hissed, this is theater, heaven's grief, nothing more. But no one agrees with that kind of precision. The name that should not return. Lucifer. The sound didn't echo. It existed like a throne retaking its shape. I turned, cloak whipping in a wind that I didn't summon. No one stood there, but I felt the root system of Eden press against my ankles through the soil. It can't be so. Show yourself, I roared. You died. I watched your blood feed the worms. No reply. Only the fig tree bowed low. Only the scent of Edenic resin filled the air. Because it wasn't a voice I heard. It was memory. My name remembered by heaven. I had once been beloved, the morning star, crowned of fire. Then I chose shadow. Don't rise. I beg the silence. Stay dead. Stay in the tomb. I earned for you. But I could feel the Scrollgates. 12 of them. Ancient hinges buried beneath Sheol. Unlocking. Or so I told myself. The oil that would not die. I fled the hill, but Jerusalem followed me. Can you believe that? It followed me, not in form of memory. The streets bent. Strangely that night, doors closed too slowly. Windows, they blinked like eyes. The city knew it was alive. This is mine, I declared. It was promised to me by their sins. I kept the receipts, but heaven never signed them. God never signed the checks, but the stones beneath my feet pulsed, not with magic, but with resonance. A boy carrying water stumbled. He froze, staring at his jug as if it glowed. He whispered, "It feels like weight." You swore. I said to the sky, "No more floods. No more wrath. This isn't allowed. God, you can't cheat." But the air tasted of oil, the kind poured on prophets, the kind that people smelled when kings were crowned. And the people felt it. Even they knew something had been poured out. Oh, yeah. The scroll that unrolled itself. "Tell the dominions," I choked. "Tell the principalities. Tell the thrones who watched me fall. Their king is ash. Their word is buried. I killed him on that cross. The scroll is sealed, but the scroll was not sealed." "Oh no, help me, Mr. Wizard." It was burning, and as it burned, it spoke. Not in tongues. It spoke in names. Joshua, Hosea, Miriam, Ruth, Samuel, David, Isaiah, Deborah, Zechariah, Jonah, Rahab, even the thief who died beside him. Each name struck like a hammer. Each name loosened soil. Graves stirred. "Stop! Stop!" I snarled. "This is my moment. The only moment I ever won. You can't steal it." But heaven wasn't listening, because it wasn't done. Because he wasn't done. Closing beat. The centurion's spear trembled in his hand. He looked up at the cross, lips moving. Surely this was the Son of God. I spat. No! He's mine! His silence is proof. But even as I said it, I tasted fire on the air, fire that did not belong to me, a whisper of Pentecost, and I hated it. Thank you for watching Mallet Unchained. Woo! Glory be to God.